Good morning one and all. Myself Bhavani from Civil Department. Today I am going to tell you about devastating effects of earthquakes. In the last class we have studied about types of earthquakes, how we are going to measure these earthquakes. Here in this class we are going to study about effects of earthquake. If any earthquake is occurred means what are the effects we are going to face means here you can see we are having 6 types here. In detail, I am explaining here. First one is structural damage. Next, human casualties, economic impact, and environmental effects will be there, and social impact will be there. Public health can be affected because of this earthquakes also. First one is structural damage. In that structural damage, first one is building and infrastructure. Okay. Here, firstly, what is meant by collapsing of earthquakes? Collapsing of buildings here means when any earthquake is going to be occurred means it will with a very powerful ground shaking it may affect that area. Because of this very heavy ground shaking also that can cause the very damage to the buildings, bridges and other infrastructure projects also. Means if they are not at all designed for these seismic forces, of course they are going to collapse at that time only. Why? Because any earthquake is it occurred means automatically it occurred with very high speed, high frequency and with very powerful ground shaking here. So if we are going to just sustain our buildings, we have to save our buildings from this earthquakes means we have to design our buildings, whether it may be bridges, buildings or very heavy infrastructure projects also. We have to design that with seismic forces. Then there will be somewhat significant loss of the life and also property in that area. Coming to the next one, that is road and bridge damage. If any earthquake is occurred means roads can crack and bridges are directly they are going to collapse and there will be so much disruption to the transportation networks, and there will be means if we are going to rescue the people in that area means it will be very difficult also. Recovery and rescue efforts will be very difficult in that area. Okay. And here next one is historical monuments, and because of this earthquake also. Why? Because in the ancient times these monuments they will construct with a heavy material, or they are going to use some metals also, or heavy materials they are going to use. Because of these earthquakes they are also going to be damaged. Why? Because here you can see this one is due to the infrastructure, and this one is due to earthquake, how these overall highways and also some flyovers, how they will just damaged due to this earthquake. This one is the historical monument that is present in Nepal, and before earthquake and after earthquake you can see the difference here, and how this earthquake is occurring occurring these historical monuments also. Next one is in this structural damage only. Next one is utility services, and the first one is water system. If this earthquake is going to be occur means that can rupture water mains. Because of this water mains, what will happen means that may sometimes leads to the flooding and also loss of the potable water. If water system gets damaged means automatically there will be so much scarcity of the water, and overall demand for the water is going to be increased at that time. This can also hinder the firefighting efforts, and we have to compromise the public health also. Why? Because if that if this earthquake is occur means that aquatic overall that water storage system is going to be damaged. So at that time we are going to drink the groundwater only. Sometimes that may cause waterborne diseases also. Next one is gas lines. if this earthquake occurred means there will be so much broken gas lines will be there. That may cause the explosions or fires also. And that will be very much damage to the human life and also to the property. Next one is electrical grids. Means any earthquake is occurred means on the roads only we are going to just keep these power lines and also transformers. If this earthquake occurred means just these transformers and also the power lines they are going to destruct. Okay, at that time there will be so much so much effect to the power supply, and also it may affect the communication and also for the other critical services also. So here you can see this figure is one of the best example for the damage of water system due to this earthquakes here. Means any earthquake occurred means that will occur at the very high depth. Okay, when that occurred in the high depth means in the underground only we are going to keep these pipelines. These pipelines they may get disrupted. What will happen? There will be so much water scarcity there. That may be for the cleaning purpose or that may be for the drinking purpose here. Next one is after structural damage. Next one is human casualties. Because of this earthquakes, what are the human casualties we can face because of this earthquake is injuries and also death. In that injuries and death, first one is immediate impact. When any earthquake is going to be occurred means falling of the debris or collapsing of the buildings wise, that may cause it due to this earthquakes here. That may lead to the loss of so many people or also animals, and also high number of injuries can happen and also fatalities can happen because of this earthquakes only. Next one is rescue challenges. If overall transportation system is damaged because of this earthquake means we cannot rescue or we cannot recover the people in that earthquake zone. Why? Because in some of the areas there will be so much population. If we are going to just send them the food or send them the proper normal facilities like cleaning the injuries like that also, it will be very much means we can't rescue them because of this damage of transportation facilities. So mainly due to the human casualties means because of this earthquakes humans are going to be losses so much lives there and they are going to just injure themselves there. Next one is psychological impact. Here when after the earthquake or at the time of earthquake, so many people, so many survivors, they often experience the severe psychological distress means after losing their homes or after losing their property or losing their loved one also, of course that can lead to the long-term emotional scars here. Maybe that may include PTSD, that's called post-traumatic stress disorder. So many people, now also so many people are suffering from this traumas also. Next one is community grief. Means so many communities that can experience the trauma or that may affect the social cohesion and also the long-term recovery. Why? Because after seeing damaging of our or destruction of our homes or our properties, we can't imagine how much emotional we are getting at that time. So because of this earthquake also there is so much psychological impact to the society or to the humans also here. Next one is economic impact. Means due to this earthquake, how that will impact the economy of the people or economy of the government is, first one, that is a reconstruction cost here. In that one, rebuilding infrastructure means after the earthquake is over, of course, how that roads or railways or bridges are damaged. Why? Because so much damage will be get on the transportation facilities. Means afterwards also, after the earthquake, we have to repair each and every building or each and every roads, bridges or any utilities. Okay. So further to and also government will going to be government or for the people also it may cost us some millions of dollars or millions of rupees that may cost. Okay. Next one is insurance claims. Here, when there will be damage of the houses due to this earthquake means we have to reconstruct that one. Okay. Reconstruct that property or that road or that bridges or that railways also. Everything will be with money only we can construct. So, these large number of claims that can strain the insurance companies there. Why? Because in our state or in our country, there are so many insurances coming for the buildings or for the vehicles or for the some other product. So insurance claiming is very important at that time. So we can just some less amount we can get some we can just eradicate our less amount and also high premium for the policy holders will be there due to this earthquake also. Next one is business disruption. Means how that will impact the business of the people for the government or for the business personalities. How it will impact means first one is loss of productivity. Means many businesses can be forced to close temporarily or permanently. Why? Because recently Corona happened. No? At that time, so many businesses closed. Why? Because at that time, so much damage occurred to the business. So some of the people they just temporarily closed this business, or some maybe closed their business permanently also. So because of this natural hazards, they can just force their business to close temporarily or permanently. That will lead to the economic loss and also employment. Next one is supply chain interruptions. When these earthquakes that can disrupt the overall supply systems means that industries may affect beyond the immediate disaster area. Why? Because some of the people after manufacturing that product, they will store at that some or some factory or some area. When these earthquakes occur means so much product loss will be there. So supplying of supply chains for these industries will be very much disrupted at that time. Next one is environmental effects. In that one, first one that is landslides. Slope, because of these landslides, slope failures will be there. Means when earthquakes occur, they will automatically trigger the landslides here. These landslides are occurred in the hilly regions or mountainous region. Due to these landslides, when that overall landslide that will just go into the roads or homes means, of course, that are going to cause them very damage and also loss of life will also be there at that time. Next one is river blockages. Due to this landslides, there will be blockaging of rivers and that can create the natural dams. Afterwards, after this landslides, when we are going to remove that obstructions for this dams means that may be sometimes the dam may sometimes fail and that can cause the flash flooding also. So we have to be careful and we have to mitigate how to mitigate this earthquake. We have to come to know that one. Next one is tsunamis. In the tsunamis, first one is coastal inundation. And when earthquakes are going to occur under the sea means that can displace the large amount of water. Because of this displacing of large amount of water only, they are going to generate the tsunamis here. That may just, that tsunami water that may induce to the coastal areas. Because of this inundation of this coastal area, they may destroy the properties that may resulting in the high death tolls also because of this tsunamis. Okay. Next one is maritime navigation. And due to these tsunamis, why? Because underground earthquakes occurring means tsunamis are going to be generated at that time. These tsunamis can affect the shipping routes and also the ports and also disrupting of the global trade also. Why? Because so many people, they will depend on this seaports only. Means just shipping their products from one place to another. If this tsunamis occur means automatically they have to stop their shipping goods. And that may cause very much financial loss to the people also. Next one is soil liquefaction. Mainly what is meant by this soil liquefaction means when the soil, of course, after constructing a area or when we are going to see that at normally if we see the soil means, of course, that may be having very much strength and that will be very solid. Due to these earthquakes or due to these tsunamis also, that solid soil will going to become the liquid form. When that changes its form from solid form to liquid form, that loses its strength there. Okay, that losing its strength and also stiffness of that soil. That is called as the liquefaction. Means in the picture you can see, maybe that may be roads. Here you can see the road. Means because of this earthquakes, how downhill that road become. Because of the liquefaction only, this is going to be happen. Okay. In this liquefaction, first one is foundation instability. In this one, when any saturated soil that have to lose its strength because of this earthquake means that will behave like the liquid here. Means solid material when that changes to the liquid material because of any stresses applied on that one or because of the earthquakes or because of the natural hazard, that may changes its form from some semi-saturated soil that loses its form from solid to liquid. That's why there will be so many damage to the buildings or any structure. Why? Because of the liquid form that may tilt or sink also. So this foundation instability is very much damage, that gives very much damage to the overall infrastructure projects also. Next one is infrastructure damage. In this one, there will be roads, pipelines and also underground utilities can be damaged due to this soil liquefaction. Next one is social impact. Because of this earthquake, how social impact will be there means, first one, displacement. Means migration. How we are going to migrate from one place to another because of this earthquake means, first one, homelessness. Many people, they just left their homes because their homes are getting destroyed or damaged due to this natural hazard. So what will happen? Of course, they have to save themselves or they have to get temporary shelters also. So they are going to migrate from one place to another to get the temporary shelters or long-term housing solutions also. Next one is migration. So many communities, they are just forcing themselves to go from one place to another to get the proper food and to get the permanent solution for their homes also. They are just wanting their people to migrate from one place to another. Why? Because in some of the areas of Japan, so many natural hazards are going to be occurred in the year. Means some of the people are daily living there, but some of the people, they just want to save themselves from this natural hazard. So they are just going to relocate themselves from one place to another to just save themselves or save their loved one also. Next one is community disruption. In this community disruption, breakdown of the services. If this earthquake is going to be occurred means, schools, hospitals, any critical services can be disrupted at that time, and that will automatically impact the education, healthcare and also the public safety here. Next one is loss of community networks. In this one, when residents, this displacement of this residents can be weakened, means automatically support system can be weakened, that may complicate the recovery efforts here. Means when any people are migrating also, and if food is not there or shelter is not there to save themselves, means automatically they are going to lose the community networks also. Next one is public health. In this one, first one, health risk, sanitation issues. Due to the sanitation systems also, means after the earthquake is occurred, means after earthquake is over, everything is over, means we have to sanitate that overall area. If not, we are going to get the diseases like cholera or dysentery or any typhoid or malaria, dengue, like these diseases we may cause. Why? Because there will be some waterborne diseases will be there, and some areas there will be so much wastage, just like a waste yard that will look like there. From that one, malaria can cause, dengue can cause. So we have to be very careful. That place to be sanitation can be done for that place. Next one is injury treatment. When these hospitals may be overwhelmed by the very number of injured people because of these earthquakes, this may automatically impact the medical care here. Why? Because in so many hospitals, very limited facilities will be there. If that people they want to just go to another hospitals, means so much transportation damage will be there at that time. Means in that limited facilities only, they have to recover themselves from that. So that will be a big task for the injury people there. Next one is emergency response. In this one, delayed assistance is one of the main problem. Because of the damage of this communication systems and also transportation system, that can delay the emergency response there. So that will increase the risk of death or injury people who are trapped in that area also. Next one is coordination challenges. Here we have to coordinate ourselves, and we have to rescue and relieve the people from one place to the safer place. If this because of this earthquake, what will happen means coordinating the rescue and relief efforts are also becoming very difficult at that time because of the failed communication systems here. Okay, and these are the references books I have referred. You can also refer. Thank you everyone.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.